Hi, welcome back to my channel. So last year I started a small business called Maison Peaches and I saw tremendous success with it. However, the journey was a little bit rocky and it did take some time to get there. And because this is my first venture into doing small business stuff, I wanted to make a short video about it, about the aftermath of it. And here are some of the things that I really wish I knew when I started my small business. If you are looking to start your small business, I think that some of these tips might be useful. And here is some background information about me if you're new to the channel and why I feel like I'm slightly qualified to give you this advice. So I did see tremendous growth on TikTok with my small business and I got a video to almost 1 million views, yay, which resulted in a lot of sales. It was a really exciting time for me, but I did have to overcome a lot of hurdles and learning through the process. So without further ado, let's get started. Set up a PO box or business address. You don't know how many people are out there in the internet, and this is the one thing I was really happy that I got set up from the get-go. It might seem like a super trivial task, but you will need a business address on all your documents, and I just felt a lot safer not shipping the items from my home address. I just think that it's just something that you should definitely get before you start. Time how long it takes for you to pack a package. Yes, that is correct. This also might seem like something very trivial, but it's something that can really eat up a lot of your time and can be overlooked when you're starting out your small business. Your time is super valuable and you should cut up your time to do various tasks like promoting the business, creating new products, doing customer service, etc. Packing for me is very, very therapeutic, so I actually really do like doing it. I had to create a system to pack super efficiently though. I was actually doing packing one at a time and it wasn't a great flow. And I remember when I got my first big batch of orders, I had to pack 100 in a day and it was really exciting time, but at the same time, I had no idea how I was gonna get that done. I had to do it overnight and everything had to be rushed because it was right before Valentine's Day. So by creating a system and timing how long it took for me to pack, it helped me reduce the amount of time I had so I can focus on other parts of the business. Not every product will be a bestseller, and if you're starting out, it's best to start with small quantities. I had made the mistake of over ordering some products thinking that they're going to be overnight successes, and what I would recommend is to start with a lot of assortment of different items, and that way you can figure out what is selling and narrow down which ones are best sellers. It's also easier because all of your money isn't in one specific type of inventory and you kind of move things around. Plus, you can always order more, and people I found when you're doing small business are very open to pre-orders. Set a schedule for yourself to work on your small business, especially if you're treating this kind of like a hobby and if you don't know if you want to take it full time. In the beginning, I was super obsessed with my business and I worked really, really hard on it. I'm still super obsessed now, but I did have to dedicate a schedule to figure out what works for me. I spent a lot of hours on it. It grew quickly, but you know, when life events happen, it's hard to juggle so many different things. I found it really hard to continue without setting a dedicated schedule. This will also help you from overworking or underworking, knowing you have a set amount of hours that you're dedicating to your craft. Diversify your marketing channels. Just like you shouldn't put all your eggs in one basket in terms of product, I believe you should never put all of your marketing in one channel. What this means is trying different places to market your product, like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. I feel as though nowadays social media moves so fast and what's trending on one platform might not be trending on another platform. And also try to create some brand loyalty. You know, it's really easy to jump on trends and just do whatever is trendy, but what I found is that if you create brand loyalty, that you'll have more longevity in your small business. It might seem super hard at first, but you have to be your own personal cheerleader. If you're starting a small business, a lot of people might not be as supportive or understanding of what you're doing until you get some sales in, and it's up to you to tell yourself, hey, I want to make this work, and it's going to be a very, very hard journey, but I guarantee it's going to be so worth it. Seasons are kind of super important, especially seasonal shopping. Of course, this might be different per business, but I truly believe that shopping is influenced by the seasons. And what that means is preparing for launches ahead of time so that your product can get to your customer for that season. For example, if you're planning for fall, it's kind of a little hasty to plan it during fall. You need to be planning your seasons a little bit ahead of time to give wiggle room for customers to shop. Understand where you make the most impact in your business. If you have more money than time to invest back into the business, then sometimes it might make sense to outsource some parts of the work. For example, if it takes you 40 hours to edit a small piece of social content, think to yourself, is the 40 hours really worth my time, or is that something I can outsource to someone and better use my time to grow the business elsewhere? Of course, if you want to learn a new skill, that's totally valid, but just keep in mind that any hours you're not dedicating to your small business, you're using it on other things. Of course, everyone has a different scenario. For me, I personally really like making all of my content. I find it very fun and I find it very fulfilling, but be realistic of how much time you have and how much you're willing to outsource. For example, think to yourself, am I going to dedicate time to learn bookkeeping to keep track of my expenses? Can I find software that will make my life easier? Done is better than perfect. There have been so many instances where I had fully finished product designs or content, but for some reason something was just slightly off and it was just throwing me off. It might have been the color or the hue, or it might have just been something totally mundane, but I would get really stuck on these small features, and looking back, I really wish I would have just went through with it. It just really messed with my head and I ended up shelving it or not publishing it. And trust me when I say this, it is so much better to be done with a project than to not release it. Think about who your product is for. When I started my small business, I kind of made general merch items like little pins with my logo on it. I wasn't really thinking about who my target customer was because I was very new to this. And I was drawing things that I generally liked. When I started thinking about who would buy my products, I was more clearly able to adapt the product to the customer. A lot of large corporations do this. They plan their target customer, they even give that target customer a name, and they think to themselves, who is this shopper? What are their interests? Where do they go to have food? Where do they go to buy clothes? And once you narrow down your target customer, making products for them will be so much easier. Get a business credit card. Now, this is just preference. If you enjoy doing your taxes and looking at your credit card month by month, maybe this isn't for you. But for me, I know that getting a business credit card made my life so much easier. This will make everything amazingly easier, faster for accounting, for a bookkeeper, for yourself at the end of the year or mid-year when you're doing your taxes. I also highly recommend figuring out your bookkeeping, keeping track of your expenses, where everything is at the end of the year. It's super easy to file your taxes. And with that said, also remember to keep all of your receipts. Even if it's a digital receipt, I like to organize my receipts in a way that makes it very easy to file, and that's just for end of year bookkeeping, so you're not stuck with 100 different receipts and you have to look through them and figure out, hey, where did this come from? Is this a business expense? I'm so confused. And those are my tips for starting a small business, and I really hope that this encourages you to start a small business. It has been such a wonderful journey. I've learned so much and it's been so incredibly fulfilling doing this. I never actually thought that I could open an online web store, and I remember that this has been a dream of mine for so long. So if you're starting out, or if you need any tips, don't hesitate to comment below and I'd love to help you. If you have any questions, you can leave a comment below, and that's pretty much it. Don't forget to follow me. I'm on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and I hope that this helps you out. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon to get notified, and I'll see you next time. Bye!